And I'm now joined in the studio by Guillaume Villon de Benveniste, investor and author of this book, 1,200 billions up for grabs, turning France into the next Silicon Valley. Hello and welcome. By pushing unilaterally for this task, Emmanuel Macron is clearly expecting the EU to jump on board. Do you think that's going to be the case?
Well, it's a test to European cohesion and the ability to create unity around this tax and fiscal policy. There are a number of countries like Ireland that have perhaps an interest in not jumping on board. And so we'll see if they're able to, there's an alignment over this tax.
Is the government right to say that today it is an unfair situation that's happening, what's happening with the GAFA here in Europe?
Well, there's a big difference between companies that are paying their taxes, traditional companies like Carrefour, and they're paying up to 80 taxes, and GAFA companies that are paying less taxes in amount. So there is a difference in the fiscal treatment that they get.
And so could you explain a little bit more why Europe is so divided on this issue in particular? Because it's something that we've been talking about for several years now, in Brussels, but also in Paris. So why is Europe so divided on this particular issue?
Because countries have different fiscal policies, and some countries believe in low tax rates, like Ireland, also Luxembourg, and other countries believe in higher tax rates because with this money they can invest in public education or public policies. And so there's a basic philosophical difference that explains why there's such a division.
And now what's the risk here? What's at stake for France by pushing this law? Could France lose maybe some jobs, or does it risk antagonizing Donald Trump? What's at stake here?
Well, it really depends on your point of view. So my understanding is that a number of German decision makers were also not in favor of adopting this tax because they feared that the United States would retaliate with taxes on automobiles. So there is a question of competition, fiscal competition between countries, and we'll see if it turns out or not. I guess that there are a number of risks for France. First is whether or not Europe will follow, but also this tax is meant to have a global footprint. In other words, it's meant to be applied globally. And so that means that French giants are also going to be taxed abroad in China and India. And so the companies, luxury companies that are French champions, will be taxed in China and India where they're making their revenue.
Guillaume Villon de Benveniste, thank you so much for that.